In today's video, we're going to go over Roman candles and all about Roman candles. Roman candles were actually not invented in Rome or Italy for that matter. They were invented like everything else in China. And the Chinese invented them back in the Italian Renaissance. So I guess that's how they got their name of Roman candles. And Roman candles are basically a tube with stars or shells that shoot out from them. And I've got several different ones that we're going to take apart and show you how they work. This particular one is a crackling candle, and it's 10 shots, and they have crackling tails. And I also have a blackjack, which is actually this first one was a 1/4 inch stars. This blackjack has 1/2 inch stars, and actually contains 5 shots. 3 of them are stars, and 2 of them are actually shells with crackling effect. So I'll show you how that works. Then I have this. This is the mother of all Roman candles. This is a 1.5 inch silver tail 8-shot 1.3 candle. So this is not your consumer grade candle. These are very interesting inside, and we'll get to those as well. And I'll try to show the manufacturer's video of these, with the exception of this silver tail candle. I don't know that I can find that one, but I'll show you how those other ones work, and I think you'll find them interesting. And I wanted to give a shout out to Jeff Hale with Hale Artificier. Jeff provided me with the 1.5 inch 1.3 Roman candle, and do appreciate it. So let's get started, and I'll show you how these work. Okay, I wanted to get started with the smaller, the crackling candle, which I said earlier is a 1/4 inch 10-shot crackling tail. And basically they're all the same as far as the way they work. What's inside them and how they're made vary. But let's take this apart. I'll go ahead and peel off the outer wrapping of this so I can get to the tube itself. And these, of course, have a visco fuse coming out of them. And like I said, they're all basically just a tube with effects inside. Okay, now I'm going to try to carefully cut this in two. Of course, I'll have to speed this up or jump ahead till I get this cut, because I have to take my time with it so I don't dump the contents out. But I'll just simply start cutting this, and I'll come back to you when I get it cut open. Okay, so I've got this one cut apart here, and so let me try to spread this apart. Just let me zoom in so you can see it. See what we have here. Let me readjust the camera. Okay, so when I open this up, you'll see, and it's hard to see the way it falls apart. There's a lot of clay in there, and the clay will be part of the delay in between each one of the shots. And you can see that the visco runs all the way down through there, and it just lights as it goes. But this has got a little piece of paper plug in the very end of it. But then you've got just clay. Here's your little star, and then here's your little lift charge. So that one will shoot, it'll run along, light this other one, shoot it out, and light the star simultaneously. So there's should be 10 of these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they
are a little closer together as they go down in here. Slide it up in there. But one thing you'll find interesting, I believe, in this is towards the end, it's just empty. And so at least half of this, or just about half of this, is empty. Let me zoom this back out. And so the whole lower half of this, just about half, is empty. And that's the way a lot of them are. There's a lot of empty space in there. So you can't really tell what the heck you're getting other than the amount of shots. So that's how they basically all work. There's some sort of shell or star, and there's a lift, and there's a method of delaying in between the shots. And this one looks like the first couple of shots is spaced out, and then they're closer together as they go down. And the visco, like I said, runs all the way through the bottom, just continuously. So it's really simple, but great effect. So there you go. That's the 1/4 inch guy. And next I will do the blackjack. That one's a little bit more interesting than this, but I will be right back with that one. Okay, so I'm back with the blackjack here, and I was going to go back and tell you that this crackling candle that we just did is by Great Grizzly, so that's the brand of that one. The blackjack is by Brothers, so it's Brothers Fireworks product. And like I said, there's even though it doesn't say anywhere on here that I can find, it is a 5-shot. 1/2 inch stars. There's 3 stars and 2 shells that are crackling. So let me start taking this apart, and I will do the same, cut into it, although this one's a lot thicker, so it's going to take me a while to get through it. Same thing, visco fuse. And I will start cutting this guy. And then I will be back after I get it cut out. Okay, so I've gotten this one cut apart. Let me zoom in on that again so we can see a little closer what's going on. Readjust the camera, and this one you'll see where the other one started pretty close to the end with the shell, with the stuff. Well, this particular guy is fairly close too. The same in the end, there's a lot of space. So same sort of thing. Going to have a visco fuse that runs the entire length of it. This one has cardboard spacers. So it's got little discs, and it also has, instead of clay, it has sawdust in between everything as far as the delays go. So here we have, open this up, here is the first star, and beneath it is the a bit of lift powder, and beyond that is the first actual shell, and the shell is it's got a little short fuse on the end here, and clay plug. The other end is a different sort of a clay that's a plug. And let me open this up and I'll show you this. But let me, before I do that, show you the rest of these. Same thing, there's a spacer, star with its lift. One more shell. little cylinder shell, another star, clay plug, and then the entire bottom of this is open. There's nothing there. So there is there's the 3 stars, and if I recall, these are just a gold glittering star, and then these are 2 shells. So there you go. And let me go ahead and take one of these guys apart. I'll zoom out, and I'll take a shell apart and show you the inside of it, and I will be right back. Okay, so here is one of the little shell inserts, and if we open it up, you'll see that it is clay plug on the ends with the visco running in it, and then it runs into the powder and the little bitty stars. There's little crackling guys. And then, of course, this other plug in the end. So this is the shells. So you can see a lot of powder and little crackling stars. And that's what's in those. Okay, so here is the 1.5" Roman candle, 1.3. Again, here is what it looks like before that. It's got your visco fuse piece and the quick match for lighting these. And this is the tube is super thick on these, so I just kind of peeled these back as I went. But first thing you'll notice at the very top here is there's a lot of empty space. So it's empty all the way up to this point. So this first whole section is empty. And then there's actually no empty space at the end of this one. It's actually your stars all the way down. Now this one is extremely interesting. Let me zoom in so you can see what they use for filler. Alright. So here again, there's the quick match running down through there, and let me get my tweezers, if I can find them. Okay, so the first thing we have is the little plug at the top of it, and it's just a bunch of little cardboard cylinders or discs. Here's our shell, our star, very large star. Our lift is in a little cardboard cup here, and then for the spacers, for the delay in between them, they actually have pieces of carpet. So they have little carpet discs for that. Let me lift this out. And there's the quick match running into that first guy. So there's the lift charge for that. And here's the little carpet pieces. They're just glued together, cut out little discs. And then of course this one has the little time fuse running from the bottom of the lift through the bottom of this into the next one. And so that's how, instead of having the fuse run the entire length of it, the fuse just runs to the first one, and then from there it runs on through. So again, there's 8 shots here, and it's exactly the same. It goes down to the star, the lift cup, passes down through, and so forth. And again, there's 8 shots here. And the very end is, move the camera a little bit. The very end here is a really thick plug. Let's see if we can see the end of this one here. As you can see, it's just a tightly wound cardboard, and it's actually nailed in the end of this tube. And you can see how thick the tube is too. It's very thick. And so this must be, let's see how thick this bottom plug is. It's 1 3/4 inches, so it's a pretty good sizable plug in the end. But that is how these guys are made. Extremely interesting. Very ingenious, using carpet. So nothing goes to waste. Anyway, that is all about Roman candles. And like I said, they are all, work exactly the same way as far as delays and lifts, but there's all kinds of different things inside, from stars to shells, with all kinds of different effects. So anyway, that's how these work. Hope you enjoyed it, and the next one we'll go over some cylinder shells. See you then. Thank you.